Hello, here's Tom Angelripper of Sodom, and you are listening to Sonic Perspectives.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Jonathan here with you for Sonic Perspectives. And I am here with a man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. His friends know him as Uncle Tom, but the rest of you know him as the harrowing ripper of angels himself, Tom Angelripper. How you doing, Tom?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm coming from a US tour. We had a couple of shows last week, and yeah, great experience. We played in New York and Chicago and Oakland, and we played for the first time in Chicago and Oakland. That was amazing.
Great. Yeah, Oakland, the home of American thrash metal. Were there any bands that you co-headlined with, or were you the only one playing in that particular gig?
No, the one show in New York was Whiplash,
Ah,
and Whiplash. We were Whiplash for the first time in Europe on tour with Sodom in '88. And we had a great time. And Hyrex played two shows.
awesome.
Yeah, Kreator is a good friend of mine, and we had a good time. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make either of those shows. I'm down in the Philadelphia area. But as a close second, I did get to catch Testament along with Kreator last weekend, and my neck is still killing me. And
Yeah,
Possessed
then
was actually opening, which was an extra bonus because I had never seen them before.
yeah, great package, great package. Yeah. I think they did a bigger tour. We just had three shows there.
Yeah, it's
Because
been
we
a
we
long
got the working visa papers, and they ended in October. So we did it for the Maryland Death Fest, for the Youth in Texas Festival,
time.
and so we get a couple of more shows, to
Exactly.
work
And
with
it
the
had
visa.
been a long time since you had been in America before that,
Yes,
right?
yeah. I think yes, I think Sodom is a rarity in U.S. America. No? Yeah, and
Yeah,
we're gonna play South America, Mexico every year.
yeah,
It's
it's much
always
easier to get in there.
it's very easy. It's very complicated to get all the papers, and we have to go to the embassy in Frankfurt for the interview and all stuff. It's complicated sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you finally managed to get over here. I was able to interview Gary from Tancred earlier, and I think they haven't been able to get over here yet, or at least not since last year when I talked to them.
Yeah, I think it's easier for the American men to go to Germany or to Europe.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
you just need the passport, go in.
Yeah. I used to be able to go into Russia fairly easily too, and then that kind of changed a little bit a couple of years ago. From a very young age, I was actually very into European metal, and that actually brings us to what we're actually going to be talking about today.
Mhm.
We've got a re-release of a classic Sodom album coming up in about a month here. So can you announce to everybody what's coming up in November?
Oh, it's a Tapping the Veil re-release.
All
You know,
right.
it's
Yeah.
from it's a this album is from '92, and it's the first time it's this album was re-released. I don't know why, because each album was re-released by different companies. And I remember that SPV sold the whole complete back catalog to BMG. And we started with BMG, I think a couple of years before was Agent Orange re-release, and 2 years ago was M16, and then we had a little break with BMG because we have to also talk about the contract.
Mm.
And the Tipping the Veil is based on a contract from '88, so we have to refresh it a little bit. No, I'm so glad. We have a good promoter there. It's Miles Hackett from England, and he's a metal fan. And then when we talk about the re-release, I wanna open my archives for it, and especially Andy Brinks, he collects all the stuff from these times. We scan hundreds of pictures, and he has all the tapes and everything collected. So we put everything together for a special fan package.
Yes. So, if I'm right, there's going to be a few different editions coming out at the same time. I think the big one is a big box set with I think it's three vinyls and two. Is it two CDs or what's
Yeah,
the box set?
yeah. It's not a box set. It's a media book.
Okay.
That's a different because in a box set put some material like stickers in it or patches, whatever, you know. We just want to concentrate on the music, you know, and we have remaster from the original tapes, and we have a remix because we were really lucky to get the original 24 track tapes, you know. So Andy was able to make a remix of it. You know, it sounds different than the remaster, but it's something special, you know. And there were also some live shows in it. There was a radio show that was the last gig with Chris Witchhunter, you know. And that is very interesting because that was not our best show, you know. But it's, for me personally, it's a historical document. This is the last one Witchhunter played the drums with Sodom, you know.
Yeah, for the fans, that's like getting hidden treasure, though. I know that I think they recently released a Hellhammer box set, and everybody was interested in all the original tapes, even though the production quality is not that good.
Oh yeah, that's great. BMG did a great job. Also, they re-released all the Motorhead stuff. You know, I'm a big Motorhead fan. You know, and they put so much love in it, so much energy to get it a good package, you know. But you're right, you know, there is a media book which is expensive. I think it's 80 or 90 euros. And if you don't want to spend all the money, you know, you can buy the regular double vinyl or CD, you know. And I also got in my hands, you know, there was a special fan club edition with Bloodfield, you know.
That's great.
Yeah, that was, but that was called fan club edition. There was limited, just 100 copies, you know. It was sold out in minutes. You know?
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, and there was one guy who bought a couple of them and gonna sell it at eBay for 800 euros. You know, it's stupid. You know, yeah, that's a business. You know.
Yeah, instead of scalping, he took everybody's heads off.
it's stupid. You know, it's eBay. You know, but if you don't want to spend the money for the media book, you know, you can buy the regular CD vinyl stuff. You know.
Yeah. So getting into the album itself, now it's one of the things that I've always admired about you and about Sodom is that you have always maintained a very consistent style. You haven't let outside forces change you that much. But having said that, every Sodom album has its own unique identity. And I think that Tapping the Vein is very different from what came before it. So I wanted to get into that with you a little bit. Because speaking as somebody that grew up when the Florida death metal sound was big, every band that came out around that time, whether it was Obituary or Master, ones that were closer to thrash or were more brutal, all of them, I think, especially their fans, looked at Tapping the Vein and said, Sodom almost became a death metal band there.
No.
I mean, you might not hear it, but at the time, because of how heavy and how fast it was, and how a lot of the early death metal bands were influenced by, particularly German bands, but also by other bands that were influenced by you, there were some similarities. Maybe not a death metal album exactly, but what would you say to that?
No, no, it's not true. No, but when we start writing the songs, you know, Andy Brinks came to the band. He was a really young man, you know. He was really powerful, freshy. He plays. It's completely different to the previous albums, like Better Off Dead or Agent Orange. Completely, you know. And the record company said when Agent Orange came out, they want to have an Agent Orange Part 2 because Agent Orange was very successful, you know. And I called the record company and said, we cannot do an Agent Orange second album, you know. We have a new guitarist in the band, which was Michael Hoffman. He has a completely different style. And in the end, Better Off Dead was more a rocky style, more hard rock style, you know, with completely different sound. But when Tapping the Vein came out, that was so completely different to all the other stuff before, you know. But we never think, when we start writing the songs, we never start thinking about we're doing a death metal, we're doing thrash metal, we're doing metal album, you know. And you're right. Some songs are like Reincarnation, more growling. It sounds a little bit like death metal, you know. We have on the original tapes, there were some vocal lines. I was screaming when I sing Reincarnation, for example. And in the studio said, Harris Jones, for the producer, said, okay, for this song, you have to do more growling, more or death metal style, you know.
Mm.
But we never mind. We don't want to think about in death metal, thrash, or black metal, whatever, you know. We just want to do the heaviest album as possible. And I know that other bands in our genre changed a little bit, like Kreator or like Celtic Frost, you know,
Mm.
um, because of the pressure from outside, from the record companies, you know,
Mhm.
and publishers, whatever, you know. And I told the record company, what we don't want to get more commercial. We want to make a Sodom album, you know.
Mhm.
We make some music and you bring it out or not, you know. That is a big difference. We never take care what other bands do, you know. We never look around, oh, this band is more commercial, this band is doing this, and this band doing that, you know. We just want to make a Sodom album, you know? And this is something that never changed in my whole career. We just want to make metal, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, I think in the beginning, because I remember there was a lot of talk at the time about how the early Sodom material, both Obsessed by Cruelty and In the Sign of Evil,
Yeah,
the black metal crowd say, that's where we came from, or that's
yeah,
part of it anyway. I think Venom and Hellhammer were also a huge influence there. And then the later stuff, I mean, bands like Cannibal Corpse, you can obviously hear the Slayer influences and also some influences from Kreator and also you. But I mean, when it comes to overall style, I always heard, just it was just a pure expression of thrash metal for me when I heard Tapping the Vein. And
mm,
speaking as an American who had to watch while almost every thrash metal band in 1992 went commercial, the only
yeah,
other album that came close to it was Demolition Hammer's Epidemic of Violence. And they ended up changing a couple years later. So it was like 1992 was it was a very bad, but also a very special year because I think some of the last really good thrash metal albums came out that year. And then afterwards, I mean, I don't know if you had any distribution for your other 90s albums here, but I didn't see any of them in the stores until the 2000s.
yeah. I think there was a complete period from 91 till 95, you know.
Hmm.
And we tried to get more heavier. When you the album after Tapping the Way was Get What You Deserve. That was the
Hmm.
heaviest album. Or Masquerade and What was the heaviest album we ever recorded, you know.
Hmm.
Record company said, why you can't change something, you know? We have to sell more, you know. We have to get more successful, you know. I said, I never mind. I never changed anything for money, you know.
Hmm.
Okay, I want to live, I want to make my live from my music, you know, but I don't want to change anything, you know, because I don't want to leave the Sodom fans disappointed. When they're gonna buy a Sodom, they know exactly what they get, you know, and that is very important, you know.
Yes, definitely. Now, just a small curiosity of mine: when the label started saying we want something more commercial, were they talking we want something that's more like what Metallica did on the Black album, or was it more like grunge, or like what were they pushing for?
They want to hit. Okay, grunge was very successful. It's coming up, you know.
Hmm.
We don't talk about. They want to get it more melodic, you know,
Mm.
because there are a lot of metal fans that don't like Sodom. It's too heavy, you know, too fast, whatever. You know, metal have to be heavy, you know, and they try to get it more melodic, you know. They said Agent Orange was a combination between heavy guitar riffs and melodic guitar solos, you know.
Hmm.
This is the secret behind Agent Orange, you know.
Hmm.
But I don't want to repeat myself, you know. I think Frank left the band. He went to Kreator in these times, you know. So when we get another guitarist, he has another style and another. Uh, um, he arranged the songs in a different way, you know.
Hmm.
So I never think about it, you know. But Tapping the Vein was successful.
Yeah, I
Even it's a
mean,
really heavy album, you know. I never think about what can we do to get more successful, you know. Just do what you want, just do what you can, you know. And that is the music we
absolutely.
did, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And specifically regarding the other thing, the album art, did the band have a lot of input into what was actually put on the cover, or was that
No,
at the
no,
discretion of the artist?
no, no. That was a friend of Andy or Chris Witch Hunter. I just saw the scribble, you know. There was just a pencil sketch, you know. Okay, that is the soldier which we called Knarrenheinz
Mm-hmm.
in a different way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in the end, I got the artwork was finished. I got a copy of it. Oh, it's great. It looks different, you know.
Yeah.
It's that makes it really special because it looks different to all the others, like Persecution Mania with the gun, you know, and Agent Orange in the plane, you know. Um, I like it very much. It's a different art, you know, but it fits to the music, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. The muscular frame, it reminded me of Arnold Schwarzenegger when I first saw it. And I was thinking this is a perfect description of the way the album is. It's like it's all muscle and it's all
Yeah,
power,
yeah,
whereas Persecution Mania was more speed, I thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a sketch they did, you know.
Hmm.
And
That's
this are all the tapes we have, you know. So we were able to make a remix of all the stuff, you know.
that's amazing.
It's a good package, you know. I'm really satisfied with it, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so getting into the live material that's in the larger version, in addition to what was on the radio show, I think there's two other performances on this particular release
Yeah,
as
we
well.
yeah we got the radio show. The latest was Witch Hunter. There was a show from Tokyo,
Mm,
Japan, and there was a show from Düsseldorf. You know,
mhm,
but it's not the whole show. You know, we want to we cut it down a little bit to get different tracks on the album. You know, because I was so glad that Andy brings collecting everything from the times. You know, he had
mhm,
all the tapes. You know, and all the video material. We also released some videos from Der Wachturm, which is a song with the German lyrics. And we released a video from a studio working, you know, very material nobody's seen before, you know. Even on the Lords of Depravity DVD, you couldn't see that material because it's a really fat package, you know. People can look the videos and see what was about working in the studio with Chris Witch Hunter, and we get some other stuff on it, you know. And that is very important. If you're going to do a re-release, you know, you have to put everything in it, you know. And but I know it's expensive. If you don't want to spend some money, you just get the regular CD or double vinyl, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot in there, and who knows? Maybe at some future day you might do like a limited release of those concerts as part of a different package. I mean, there's a lot of things possible in the coming years, I would think.
Yeah,
But that's
but there were always people say, "Oh, it's 80 euros," you know. Come on, it's a package, you know. It's so
yeah.
much in it, you know. And if you're a
Mhm.
Sodom fan, especially at the Tapping the Vein, have a lot of fans, you know. Why not? Why you can spend the money, you know? We always try to keep the price as cheap as possible,
Mhm.
down as possible. Also with the merchandise, you know. We're gonna sell all the merchandise for 25 euros a shirt. Other
Mhm.
bands are gonna take 50 euros nowadays, you know. We always try to keep it down, you know. I never get rich when I release this album, you know. But you have to pay the price nowadays, you know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and speaking for myself, I'm definitely looking forward to getting a copy of it. I think I'm going to be asked to do a review for it, but so I did get a chance to hear some of the songs beforehand from the performances. Was there anything specifically that you remembered from the Dusseldorf or the Tokyo show? Like any little behind the backstage things going on or anything particular about those shows that sticks in your memory?
No, I think Japan, you know, that Japan is always something I remember, you know. That was the second time for the band. We played, I think, in 91, the first time. And then we came back in with Andy Brings in 92. That was a great experience, you know, because in Japan, everything is well organized, you know, and it's strictly organized, you know, and equipment was perfect. You know, the food is different, you know.
Mhm.
We couldn't find a McDonald's over there, you know, and we got no beers, but we had a great time. And this show in Japan, I think we did 2 or 3 shows. That was really great, you know. Witch Hunter played wonderful drums in these concerts, you know.
Mhm.
Being in Japan or in Asia is always something special, I remember. But playing in Düsseldorf, I can't remember.
That's almost a local show for you, or
Yes, it's a local show. You know, Andy's remembrance very good. He knows everything, you know, every single minute. during the sound check or during the backstage, I can remember it. I did so many Sodom shows over the years,
Mm.
It's gone, but Japan, I can remember everything.
Yeah, that's definitely a place you remember. And that's a place I think that's always been consistent about their love of metal. I don't think that changed in the 90s the way it did over here, unfortunately.
No,
It's very,
there's a strong metal scene still. Yeah.
Mhm,
It's not so big like in Germany. If you go to Germany, you have hundreds of festivals in the summer. It's a
mhm,
very strong and very big metal scene. But but metal is in Japan still very popular. I think more melodic. It's for a thrash band, it's not so easy for the Japan, but the Japanese fans like this album also as well.
mhm.
I get a lot of response of the re-release from Japan fans. They told me, "Oh, I've been there in a show in '92 in Tokyo, and it's a strong fan base, but it's not so big like in Germany."
Mm, I got you. Yeah, unfortunately, the fan base here is really it's probably smaller here than it's in Japan. We had an opportunity to actually catch Udo live about a little over a month ago, and it was a very small venue. I think there was only about maybe 150 people there, and
Oh,
some of them, a
yeah.
lot of them were local musicians. I felt embarrassed because I could remember. I mean, I was really young at the time, but I remember back when the Philadelphia Spectrum was the biggest thing in the city, and every time Dio came there, it was
Yeah, great.
like the Super Bowl. It was huge. And then after 1991, it's been like nothing for almost 35 years now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why it is, but in Germany it's getting growing bigger and bigger. And
yeah.
because in Germany so many bands coming, new bands coming out every month. If I got a new magazine, I got the new Metal Hammer magazine. This
Ah,
today, and there are so many bands coming out every month.
it's incredible.
It's
Any of
it,
them
it's
going to
getting
be opening for
it's
you?
getting out of control, in my opinion.
Are any of those bands going to be opening for Sodom on their next European tour? I know there's some bands coming out of Greece and Italy that have been heavily influenced by you.
Yeah, and on the next European tour, there was the band called Bonded.
Ah,
It's a band from my ex-guitarist Bernemann.
hmm.
You know, he formed an own band a couple of years ago. And I said, why not? I don't have any trouble with him. There was no more problem. And there was another band called Hellripper.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and it's a young thrash band. This band is influenced by 80s thrash bands like Kreator, Sodom, and all the stuff. But it's a good band, really funny to look at.
Definitely. Yeah. Any Suicidal Angels, have they ever opened for you?
I
I
know
think they're
them.
Greek.
Yes, yeah, yeah. There was a couple of shows they opened. It's a Greece band. Good
Mhm.
friends of mine, good band.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't had a chance to interview them. It's some bands, it's hard for them to get into the American market, and if it wasn't for Spotify or for imports, I wouldn't know about any of them, unfortunately. But
Mhm.
so any now that we've basically, I think we've covered just about everything. Is there anything else that you want to mention about the upcoming Tapping the Vein release, or is there anything else coming up for Sodom
Oh yeah.
soon that you want to discuss?
Yeah, there is a new album coming out. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we recorded the drums already and the guitars, and I started the vocal lines. And I don't know. I think we have to give the record company it's still SPV. They
Mm,
they they have they have the brand new albums. They want to get the master in December, something like this. And they want to bring it out in March or April.
okay.
Because you have to wait to get you have to get the vinyl press. You have to need more time to get everything fixed, everything prepared for the vinyl press.
Mhm,
But this will come out in March. Yeah, yeah. I'm still and yeah, I don't want to tell something about the songs or anything, but we
mhm.
recorded the drums on a tape machine.
Oh,
Because
old
what
school.
what my dream is all the years, I want to have a drum sound like in the 80s.
Mm,
Like if you listen to Venom or the Crew or Slayer or whatever, they always have a big drum sound,
yeah.
and that's what I want. I think a drum is a big instrument.
Mhm,
And we don't want to use any samples for it, like snare samples or guitar sample, plug-ins, whatever. We don't want it. We recorded the guitars in a big room with microphones, you know.
Definitely. Yeah. I remember Schmier actually telling me the last Destruction album, they didn't even use click tracks. They went completely organic with the recording, and the results were just amazing. So
It's
I
a
think
good
that,
idea. It's a good idea to know,
yeah.
because if you're gonna use the plugins, all the drum kits sound the same, you know.
Hmm.
And if you're recording on tape, you just have one chance, you know. But we have a good drummer. Tony is a wonderful drummer, and he got the song in one take, you
Amazing.
know. It's amazing, you know. So so I think we start mixing in mid-November. We have got all the vocal tracks, you know, and we start mixing, and I'm looking really forward, you know.
Definitely. And speaking as the person that actually reviewed Genesis 19 for Sonic Perspectives, I'm going to be chewing my boss's ear off to get the promo so I can write the review for it.
Oh yeah, yeah, would be great, yeah. But I don't know what I have to tell you about the song titles, whatever, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
it's still secret, you know. We recorded 15 songs, you know, and I think we're gonna make it 12 for the album, you know, and
Hmm.
getting one or two bonus songs, whatever, you know. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do now, you know. And then we'll take a look what we're gonna do next year, you know. I can tell you what I want to slow down next
Hmm.
year everything a little bit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to stop with the band, you know, but I told the other guy before, you know, I want to get some more. I need more time for my family. I need more time for my friends. I need more time for myself, you know. And I don't want to make a big tour, but I need a break a little, you know.
Hmm. Definitely. Well, the new album will definitely keep people busy for several months at least. So that'll
Yes,
give you some time to breathe.
I'm always busy at home and I do interviews or doing the promoting, but I don't want to spend. Don't more want to spend so much time on or waste time on airports, you know, and
Hmm.
hotels. And I like being on stage,
Hmm.
you know. That's what I'm living for, you know.
Hmm.
But I waste so many time, you know, and so many things get lost all over the last years, you know. I have to repair something. I have to, but I will come back, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's I mean some of the older bands like Accept is still on the road. So
Yes.
there's definitely time to recuperate and then recharge your batteries, and then when the time's right,
Yeah,
get
but
back out
yeah,
there.
but other bands like Accept or other bands, you know, they got their breaks sometimes,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But Sodom is a band who never had a break since
Mm.
82. Since 82, I'm working every day, you know. It's
Mm.
not touring, it's rehearsing, it's studio work, it's writing lyrics, doing this, doing that, you know. Sometimes you need a break, you know.
Yes, definitely. Well, in the meantime, while you're on break, we're all going to be enjoying this re-release of Tapping the Vein. I mean, I've only had my promo for a day, and I'm already hooked. So I think there'll be plenty of time for you to, to take some air in and let the rest of us enjoy the fruit
Yes,
of your labor.
you know, when I slow down a little bit, you know, that so find also more time. We talk about the re-release of Get What You Deserve, you know,
Mhm.
and what will be really very interesting is the re-release of Obsessed by Cruelty
Oh yeah.
because of two different recordings. It's
Hmm.
confusing for some people, you know, and I
Hmm.
want to clear it. I want to write the complete Obsessed by Cruelty story in a booklet, you know, and I'm always busy, you know.
Yeah, we were the ones that I think got the wrong version of it, and I think the entire American black metal scene started because of that.
I think it's the only band worldwide to record it twice, you know, and
Mhm.
that's a big story behind it. But I have to tell the truth about it, you know. But it's very interesting, you know. People don't know there is another song on it. There is After the Deluge. It's on a booklet, but it's not on the album, you know. It's weird.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I think we pretty much covered everything. Is there any more final shout out you'd like to give to the fans before we wrap up?
I want to come back to US America, but I don't know when, you know.
Mhm.
That was a big experience, you know. We get so many. We had a good time with three shows. People were so glad for, you know, a lot. There are people coming from South America, Mexico, from Canada, from everywhere, you know. So we will come back one day, you know. And I want to. I want to talk about a proper US tour, you know.
Definitely, yeah, and I'm definitely going to make it this time, even if I have to drive up to New York.
Yeah. But we have to get the papers, you know. That is a
Yeah.
problem. Sometimes you don't get it, you know.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's getting really hard, you know, because they ask me, you got a song called "Fuck the Police," you know.
Yeah.
During the you have to fill all the sheets, you know, and we go to the embassy with the sheets, you know. They don't want you there in America, you know.
It's unfortunate. I mean, I want you here, but I
Yeah,
can't say the
they
same for
don't
my
they never mind.
government.
They don't take care about it. But we'll see what happens. All right.
All right. Well, this has been Jonathan from Sonic Perspectives here with Tom Angelripper. And all of you have a great day, and definitely get yourself a copy of Tapping the Vein once it's released in November. All
All
right.
right.
I'll see you next time.
Yeah, we're gonna do the interview with a new album. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Take care,
Thank
my
you.
friend. Bye
Mhm.
bye.